7 key things to do after uploading your YouTube video. That should be interesting. Let's watch.
So creating your video for YouTube can be fun and a lot of work, but it's really only half the work. So in this video, what I want to do is share 7 things that you really need to do after you upload your video to make sure you maximize the reach and the potential to get views and more people see your lovely work. Hey there.
That sounds super good. So let's see what kind of tip he has for us.
Kevin Colby here, and this channel is all about helping anyone over 40 make an impact with video, especially on YouTube.
That's good.
Which is ironic.
That's very nice to see more and more people getting on YouTube, making very interesting, engaging, and helpful video, especially older people, because it used to be that YouTube would be only for the younger generation. It's very interesting to see older people getting on there as well. Very interesting to have their experience and their opinion and their knowledge shared.
Because we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about the things you need to do after you upload your video to make sure you can maximize its potential to be seen by more people on YouTube. So we're going to jump into my YouTube studio. It's a video I've uploaded. It actually will be for my membership group, which you can join, and there's a link down below if you want to check it out. But I'm going to go through that as the example of all these things you need to do. So we're going to first start with the title. Now, if you notice, it says right here,
the title is definitely one of the most important things on your YouTube video. So after you click upload in your YouTube studio, you should definitely put a very interesting, engaging, and captivating title that will compel the viewer or your audience to click on your video. Definitely very important.
Title required. So if I just even delete that, you notice right there, it will not let me upload this without a title. So I'm just going to give it a title here. I'm going to call it YouTube Rumors and Trends. And I'm going to call it 2024. Again, I'm totally making up the title, but you can put a lot of thought into your title, what you want it to be. There could be some keywords in there or not. It really just depends on what you're going for. So while we're talking about titles, here's some tips. You want to be accurate in your title.
That's a very good tip. Title should be accurate, meaning it should exactly represent what is in your video. Your titles on your videos should not be misleading at all, because if people click on your video and see that your video, what you're talking in your video is completely different than what they were expecting, they will click off, and YouTube will not push your video toward a wider audience. YouTube will not push your video and you will not get more views. So you should definitely avoid any kind of clickbait and make sure your title corresponds exactly to what you're talking about in your video.
People get caught up all the time on clickbait. Clickbait is okay as long as you're delivering. I mean, you want people to click on your video and watch it. So you want to make sure you're delivering. How you title it, you can have some keywords in there if you want to. Try not to what's called keyword stuffing. It really depends on your video, what it's about, and the audience you want to reach. But think about your title. A lot of times I'll come up with a bunch of different titles and then I'll say, this is the one I think I want for this. And by the way,
that's a good tip as well. You should definitely come up with many different YouTube titles for your video and then pick the best one. You can, for example, come up with 10 different titles for your YouTube video, brainstorm 10 different titles that could be engaging with different words, with different phrases, with different expression, with different emotion, and then choose the best one from the list. And that's how you make sure that you choose the best title for your YouTube video always, not just the first one that you come up with.
You can change your title at any time. So there's a key here that is very important. See the save button right here? Whatever changes I make here, if I don't hit save, the changes aren't set. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save after every one of these. And if you notice, it says changes saved. And kind of this line will change up in here too. And so once it's grayed out, you know that the title, in this case, the title took. Okay, now let's talk about your description. So right here, you're looking at a template. Now, this is all stuff that I've put in here, and there's a...
The description doesn't really matter. Maybe for the small channel who doesn't have a wide audience yet, if you're just starting out on YouTube, keywords in your description and in your video tags could matter to help the YouTube algorithm know what your video is about and which audience it should push your video to. YouTube at the beginning of your channel when you don't have a lot of content, when you don't have a lot of videos, doesn't really know which would be the ideal audience for your video, so it push your videos to random people. But if you put some keywords in your title, in your description, in your tags, it can help your video get to the right audience. But once you have an established channel, after 10, 20, 30, 50 videos, then the description and the tags don't matter that much. The most important would be title and thumbnail.
A way you can have all of this in here where you don't have to type it every time. I'll cover that in a different video if you want. But right now, this is a description that you want to fill in. Again, you don't have to have this much. You can have more than this. I will tell you this right now. Every one of these links is clickable, and there is a video I did on that. I'll put that down in the description. They don't look like they're clickable here, but trust me, they are. And if you ever need to check it, you can just go to the video and you'll see it. So what you need to do is think about the description. Now, YouTube is very clear that descriptions matter. They don't really say how much weight it gives. And I've gone back and forth.
I disagree with this point. Description don't matter at all. You can put 1 or 2 words or no description at all, and if your video is good, YouTube algorithm will pick it up and promote your video and push your video to a wider audience. Description and tags only matter to help YouTube find the right audience for your video in the beginning on your channel when you don't have a lot of content, but once you are an established YouTuber, description and tag don't matter that much.
On descriptions where I used to spend a lot of time on them to just I would just copy and paste the title there, kind of the lazy way of doing it. And I've seen both work. But what I would recommend is come up with a paragraph or something like that that describes your video and what you're going to do in there, what you're going to share. You can add some keywords if you want to. Don't make it a blog post. This ain't a blog, people. It's YouTube. So here's an example of what I added for this one. It says, in this video, I'm sharing some of the most outrageous rumors about growing.
What he's doing right now, sharing a couple words, a couple keywords describing the content of your video, is helpful for YouTube to know what your video is about and push your video to the right audience if you are just starting out on YouTube, if you don't have a lot of video posted yet. But once you are established, what you're writing in your description don't matter that much.
On YouTube, I'll talk about why these rumors aren't real and what you really need to do to grow on YouTube. Now, I'm a fan of keeping these short. You could make it longer. Some people will say in this video, Kevin Colby, oops, can't even spell my own name, shares. So you can make it, was that first person, third person? I can't ever remember, but you can do that if you want. I actually just choose to make it more about just kind of me talking. I'm kind of undoing this on the fly. There we go. And so you want to add some description there. Again, whatever you want to add the rest of this, you can add more, you can add less. I will say one other thing. If you have any affiliate links, if you're in the Amazon affiliate program, you need to put something on here. This is a disclaimer. This is on all of my videos. Now, if a video is sponsored,
yeah, you should definitely use a disclaimer on your video description if you put affiliate links there. You want to be in the law. You don't want to make mistake here because you can get very bad trouble if you forget a disclaimer. You should definitely disclose if your video is sponsored or if you are affiliated with any of the product that you're promoting in your video or in your video description. It's definitely very important to have a disclaimer in that case in your description. So don't forget about that one.
Sponsored, I just take that out and then I list that it's sponsored. If you want to use what I have here, feel more than free to copy it and use it, but you do need to have some type of disclaimer. And again, I'm going to hit save to make sure, and now it's saved. All right, now let's talk about end screens. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what end screens are, just in case you're new to this. End screens are the things at the end of the video, thus your end screen. A lot of times you'll see videos there that you can put there, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Sometimes you may have seen creators go, hey, if you want to learn how to create your YouTube channel, click on this video there. And when they're shooting it, there's nothing there, but that's something you can add on your end screen. Now, you can also add a subscribe button. And if you're in the partner program and verified as your channel grows, you can add other things like links. Sometimes I put a link to my book there or something like that. It's really...
An end screen is very useful to have people watch more of your videos. What YouTube cares the most about is people staying on YouTube, staying on the platform and watching more and more videos. If YouTube sees that people are watching more and more of your channel, more and more of your videos, then it will promote your video and your channel more and more. So it's definitely very helpful to have an end screen at the end of your video so that people click on your next video to watch. So you can promote a next video to watch to your audience so that they keep watching your channel and your videos.
Really easy to do, but I wanted to give you an idea what it is before I show you how to do it. End screens are done on individual video basis. So we're still on this video I'm doing here. I'm going to scroll all the way down, and on the right hand side you see this says end screen. I'm going to click the little pencil there and it jumps to this. Now what's really cool is if you've done this any, YouTube will say, hey, do you want to use the import from your latest video? I can do that, and it gives me these other options. But I don't want to do that. I want to show you exactly what I'm going to do. And there's a certain length your video has to be able to have end screens. We're not talking shorts, but we're talking longer videos. Go to Element, and these are your options. Now, you may not have some of these based on your channel size yet, but eventually you will be. So I'm going to click on Video. I want a video at the end. Now, you notice it gives me these options. Most recent upload. But
what you want to choose is definitely video, because YouTube wants people to watch your video, more and more of your video, more and more of your channel, and stay on the platform, stay on YouTube and watch more video. So you definitely want to compel people to watch more of your videos. The best call to action at the end of your video should be watching another video. That's definitely the right one. And you can choose either your most recent upload or best for viewer, the second option right here. What I do myself is best for viewer, because the algorithm and YouTube know exactly what is the best video for your viewer, for the current viewer on your video. So you have a better chance to people watching the next video that you promote if you let YouTube choose that video for you.
You don't have to use that. You can go best for viewer, and it's like it says, it allows you to select the video from your channel to best suit your viewer. Now, think about this. It's from your channel. Sometimes I just do this and let YouTube do it, or you can choose a specific video. And if I do that, it's going to go here, and it's going to get one of these. So I'm going to put this one about my book, and it's right there. And here's the other thing. You can move it around. Sometimes I move mine like down in here. And you can add another one. So let's say I just want to add my subscribe button there, and it puts it right here. Again, you can move it. You can't have items go on top of each other. Notice it says it's red right there. It's telling me I can't do that. I can move it over here. And then if I hit play, you're going to see it. But what I'm going to do is I don't want it up that long. So I'm going to move it down.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, keep in mind, the best call to action is to have people watch another video, but you can also have a subscribe button there at the end. But keep in mind, in your video, you want to tell people to watch another video. You don't want to tell people to say like and comment and subscribe and watch another video and go to my blog or my website and buy my product or follow me on Instagram, etc. You want to have one and clear call of action. You don't want to confuse your viewers. You don't want to confuse your audience with many different things that they have to do. You want to be direct, precise, and concise, and be short with your call to action. You say, thank you for watching. Please watch another video from me right here. At the top of the screen, you will find my other video to watch for you, and I will see you there. And that's it. 5 seconds, 1 or 2 phrases, stop. And that's what you want to do. And of course, the end screen shouldn't be 20, 30, 40, 1 minute long. It doesn't make any sense to have an end screen that long. You want people to see the end screen, click on the video, and that's it. So 8 to 10 seconds maximum should be great for an end screen. So that's what I recommend you to do, and that's what I do myself as well.
And I'm going to move this one down. And then if I play right here, and you'll see them pop up. If that makes sense. Now, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you click on that, it will take you to that video. So this is a powerful way to get people to keep watching more of your videos on there. Can you link to another channel? Absolutely.
That's a great
I've had people on before. I link to their video. I link to their channel. Again, when you're done, make sure you hit save. Oh, one more thing about end screen. So let's say that you've just started. You've got one video. Well, then you probably won't have a video that you can link to yet, and that's okay. But as you keep producing videos, you can link to them, and you can always go back and change the end screens at any time. Let's say you want to go to a different video.
Sure. Once you have many videos on your channel, once you have many different videos posted and published, you can change and edit your video from the past. You can change the description, you can change the tag, you can change the title, you can change the thumbnail, you can change the end screen. But I think it's much better if you focus on producing content, producing better and more videos. That's a better use of your time than going back to your old videos and trying to improve them. That's my opinion.
Or let's say you're doing a series of videos and you don't have the second one done yet. You can still promote it in your video. As soon as you get it done, go back in there and change whatever video you had on your end screen to that. Next up, the thumbnail for your video. All right, to get to the thumbnail part, we're on the same video. We're going to scroll down to right here. Now, you have these options. You have upload file. I'm going to show you that. Auto-generated and test and compare. So we're going to go to auto-generated. And these are 3 frames that YouTube picks at random. And they are at random. I've tried the best of my ability to figure out where they pick them.
You definitely don't want to do that. You don't want YouTube to choose a thumbnail for you. You don't want YouTube to choose an auto-generated thumbnail either. What you want to do instead is create a custom thumbnail. Create a thumbnail yourself in a thumbnail tool such as Canva. Canva is what I use to create my thumbnail, and I recommend you use that as well. And put your thumbnail instead of something that YouTube recommend you to use. You want a custom thumbnail created in an editing software like Canva instead, where you can use in your thumbnail different things such as an object, such as words, such as your face. You make sure that your thumbnail is clickable. Make sure your thumbnail represents what is in your video, that it is interesting, engaging, and compelling, and ask yourself if you would actually click on your thumbnail or not. And make sure it is well contrasted and well lit as well, and that it stands out in a sea of different thumbnails on YouTube. With bright colors, for example, that's one way to do it.
They don't. You can pick one of these, you can hit done. It won't show you that until I hit save. I'll just go ahead and hit save right there. And there it is. But let's say we don't want that. Go here and I'm going to upload a file. And here's one right here. And I'll just enter that one. And there it is. It says custom thumbnail. And I hit save and you can see it right here. Now this is just the right way to do it. Now, I wanted to show you one other thing, and it's the test and compare. YouTube allows you to upload up to 3 images, and they will run them to see which one gets the most watch time. If you're brand new to all this, I would focus on the one. There's so many thoughts to this, and I can talk about this in a different video if you want, but right now, that's how you would upload a custom thumbnail. It's that easy.
Yeah, using multiple different thumbnails for one video is something that is really advanced, something that you can dive deep into your analytics later on down the road. Once you are established and once you have a ton of video on your channel, you can try to optimize and improve each video to make them better. But at the beginning, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out on YouTube, you should definitely focus on creating more and better content and not really on optimizing the videos.
Once you hit save, you'll see it right there. And then this was the thumbnail you will see whenever this video is shown or shared. Okay, and another note about thumbnails. You can absolutely positively use one of the frames that YouTube grabs when you're uploading your video. You may like that, may say, hey, that's exactly what I want. And if that's easier for you, do it. But over time, you may want to do a custom.
Definitely don't do that. Don't choose the thumbnail that YouTube gives you. Make sure you always add a custom thumbnail. Make sure you always add a thumbnail that stands out, that is engaging, that is compelling to click on for people to see. Make sure that you have a collection of thumbnails ready to go, a collection of templates, for example, and you use the same similar design everywhere on your channel so that people know exactly what your video looks like. And when they see one, they know it's you without thinking about it and then click on it.
Custom thumbnail that you feel like, I feel like this is a little bit more intriguing because the thumbnail will get your attention sometime and will complement your title. Don't overthink it, but just you have those options of either creating a custom thumbnail, you can do the test and compare, or you can just go with
Definitely go with the custom thumbnail. That's what I recommend you to do.
one of the frames. Whatever you go with, remember, you can always change later if you want to. Next up, playlists. Now, think of this as a way where you can group together a bunch of videos that have maybe a common theme. Like one of my playlists is on how to use the YouTube editor. I have a playlist on YouTube tips. You can even set a podcast as a playlist. You can do as many playlists as you want, and you can have the same video in different playlists, but let me show you how to set that up. So we're gonna go all the way down here, and under thumbnail, you see playlist. Now, when I click on the little down arrow right there, these are all the playlists that I have created. Now, some of these are private, some are unlisted. There's my podcast, and these are all different ones that I've created. You can actually create a playlist here if you want it, but let's just go with one I've got. We're going to make this one, I'm just going to put it somewhere, it doesn't really matter. Advice and encouragement. And when I click it and I click done, you'll always see it here. And again, I can add this to other ones. So let's say
Playlists are great to group similar videos together so that the YouTube algorithm and your audience know which video are related and which video to promote to your audience exactly. So it's great once you are established, once you have many different videos on your channel, then you can start grouping them together in kind of YouTube video buckets, right? Videos that are similar, you put them kind of in a similar playlist with similar kind of titles, similar descriptions, similar tags, etc. So that people know exactly what your video is about and they can watch videos in the same playlist over and over again, one after the other. But it's something to think long-term down the road once you are established, once you're an established YouTuber with an audience with many different type of videos about many different kind of topics. But in the beginning, if you're just starting out, you can just avoid creating a playlist altogether because it won't be useful to you in the beginning once you have very, very few video on your channel.
we add it to this one, Little Dude Roll On. That's a playlist for our little boy, his music when he works with his PT. I can hit done and you'll see two playlists. And what that means is this video will appear in different playlists that you can share as well. You can put on your homepage. Again, hit save right there, changes save. All right, next up is the visibility of your video. Okay, to find the visibility settings, it's over on the right-hand side and it's right there. It says visibility. Now I have mine set up, my upload defaults is set up to automatically make every video unlisted. But you have these options. You can make your video private, unlisted. Now, since I have memberships turned on, and if you want to join it, there's a link down in the description.
Definitely go with the unlisted route. You definitely want to set your video to unlisted once it is uploaded so that you can make changes to it. Don't go public first. Don't choose the public options. Do not set your video as public once it is uploaded. You definitely want to go to unlisted and then check that you did everything right. Check that you have the title that you want. Check that you have the description that you want. Check that you have the end screen that you want. Check that you have the thumbnail that you want as well on your video. So go for unlisted first, then check again if you did everything right on your video. And then once you've checked that everything is done correctly on your video, then you can set it to public or you can set a schedule. You can set a schedule time right here to publish your video at a later date. And this is what I do, and this is what I recommend you do so that you stay consistent. You can upload your video whenever you feel the time, whenever you feel like it, and then schedule them to be published later down the road. Maybe once a week, maybe 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week, whatever your schedule works for you.
Have that one, public, and then also schedule. And I'm going to show you each one of these. If you set your video to private, nobody will ever see that video. You can share the link, they can't see it, you can only see it. Unlisted, anyone can see it if they have the link. Now let me share one more thing about unlisted. So again, the way unlisted works, nobody can see it unless they have that link. But if you put an unlisted video in a playlist, and the playlist is set to public because playlists have the same type of visibility options as an individual video. If you set a playlist to public and you have an unlisted video in there, Anybody who has the link to that playlist will see that video. So just keep that in mind. And again, you can set it to public. When you set it to public and you hit save, it will immediately be seen by anybody, anywhere.
Don't do that. Go with the unlisted first so that you can check that everything is correct on your video, title, description, tags, thumbnail, end screen, etc. And then you can schedule the video to be published down the road at an ideal time for your audience. If your audience, for example, is active most of the time in the evening, then you can schedule your video later for the evening.
So those are those options right there. And then you can also schedule. And when you hit schedule right here, now you can set it as a premiere. Again, since I have membership turned on, I can set it to members first and then to public, but you can choose a date here, and I'll just set it on the 23rd, and I'll just make it, let's say at, 8:30 a.m., and I will hit done. Sorry, I had to move my screen over a little. And now, right now, this video will be scheduled for that date. If I don't want it, I can always override it. I can go back here. I'm just going to leave this unlisted, and I'm going to hit save. And again, once it's there, it's saved like that. But this is very important to make sure your video gets seen or not seen, depending on what you want. And now let's talk about comments. Comments is not only just a great way to engage with your community, but it also kind of sends some signals to YouTube as well that people are engaging as well. They're leaving comments. You can always comment back. I love...
Definitely activate the comment on your video. You definitely want to let people comment on your video. Make sure comments are active on your video. You want to look at the comment, you want to like the comment, you want to answer the comment, you want to thank people for watching in the comment, and you can also comment yourself on your video and thank your audience, give them a link or a useful resource that they can go to, etc. Definitely comments are very useful to know exactly what your audience think about your video, and maybe they will give you some nice tip on how to improve your videos in the future.
To answer as many comments as I can. I unfortunately, I'm getting so many now, I can't respond to every one of them, but there's different things you can do, like you can give it a thumbs up or a heart. The beauty with a heart is only the channel creator can heart a comment. So anytime that you leave a comment on anybody's channel and they heart it, that's kind of cool because that means that creator saw that and gave it a heart. So you know the creator of that channel saw the comment. Now, by the way, I went back and changed some things because again, this is going to be a video that I'm going to just release to the members only. So that's why it may look a little different. But if you go all the way over to the left-hand side, you see comments. Well, right now, there are no comments here. But I'm going to show you a little trick to add a comment, so when you publish your video, it's already got a comment on it. So I'm just going to grab something from here just to show you. So I'm gonna put this right here, and I'm just going to copy it. Then I'm going to go over. Right here is the link to the video. It's the link that YouTube assigns it. You can copy it, or if I just click this, it immediately jumps to the video. If I scroll down, there's the comment. Add a comment. So I'm going to paste that comment right here, and again, comment can be anything. This link, even though it doesn't look like it's clickable, it is, and I'm going to hit comment. Now, here's a little trick I do. Right here, see these 3 vertical dots? If I click that and I hit pin this comment, if you've already pinned a comment, this will replace it, pin. Now what's going to happen is, I'm going to go back to here, but when this video, I've already unlisted, but when this video is scheduled and goes out, it will automatically have this comment here. I like to do that to point to an offer, another video, an affiliate link, but this is a great way to at least jumpstart the conversations by doing the comments on here as well. So the goal with all of these tips is just to give your video the best chance possible to be seen by as many people as possible so you can be sharing your gifts with other people as well. Now, let's say you need help setting up your YouTube channel. Well, check out the video on the screen. Remember, I showed you how to do that, and it'll walk you through all the steps. I'm so thankful you watched this. Keep creating, and I hope to see you in the next video.
That was a great video from Kevin. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Kevin as well. He gives some nice YouTube tips. Like the video as well from Kevin. Thank you for staying with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to watch the next video on the end screen, of course, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.